round. And it seems like we're coming in with a very fast day long play. There's only one A-side player, it's isolated all the way here, but a little bit of bullet exchange going back and forth. The Leafy is trying to make something of this. He actually does take down Ishii, but ABX is able to respond with a frag of his own too. Z-Pod's coming from this Van Hop position with a Deagle. Very good weapon for such prime position right here. Beast is just trying to catch up a few. He is able to take down Leafy, but Sun at the other side of the map is also able to contribute in his own frags. And I think that may have just realized that Cheesy is left in this CT position, and Z-Pods capitalizes on it. First round goes into the favor of Team Gesture. Wonderfully played right there. It's good teamwork. Does pay off in the end. Seems like they'll be going for a little bit of a pistol eco right here. Might be stacking towards this B side. Now where does the terrorist choose to hit? Sam will be making the fast play right here. The NPX rushes out towards mid, but will get finished off by Dirty's needs. But his teammates are on the other side of the map, and the needs also go out to take down ABX. Another nade chipping in from Zombie as well. Now Sai is just completely wiped out with all the nades, and Z-Pod's nice response. Great reaction timing to catch Dirty off the clean A shot. Did him off. Beast trying to at least claw this round back into his favor, unable to do so. Well, it seems like there's some miscommunication right here. But now since Beast... The bomb will be making its way down towards that B long position. Z-Pods with an AAK. Let's see if we can open things up towards this B side of all things. But first contact's being played towards its orange position. Ishii to catch one off. Slightly aggressing a little bit, way too much. As Sam makes way into the side with the Vector. And then notice there's one tucked in behind towards the HQ. ABX does take one down with him. In the meanwhile, Ishii is just going to relook and see if we can catch anyone off in this sand position. No one's really trying to contest for it for the moment. Ishii's very low. He can be taken down by Sun's Vector, but let's see who will come out on top this time. I think Ishii was able to spot at least the barrel of his gun out. But Dirty's AFK right now. Looks like Ishii chooses to save this AK, while Z-Pods go for some duck hunting. You are getting really close. This is very awkward. Z-Pods will not advance forward, unfortunately. I think he may have heard a shot ring out, but I don't think there was any more time, as much as he would like to take down the lone rifleman from the CT side. 3 rounds on the scoreboard right now. Z-Pods chiming in 4 frags for the side of Team Gesture. Very strong start coming in right here. Beast able to take 2 from this lab 1 position. Very nicely done as Dirty comes back from that AFK as he's coming over P250. A little bit strange, but the flank is coming in from ABX. He might catch 1, 2, and 3. He just wrecks all these players. A meat grinder here towards this banana position. No one's really watching the back. It was very preposterous from ABX to just push through the smoke. He is rewarded for that. Finally, first round on the board. GZ still has a lot of work to do here. Looks like it will be a 32 setup. The sniper will actually be going out towards this mid area. Very risky play as he safely tucks in towards this sand position. The nade goes out. They're just trying to deal up with this first player. Dirty in a very nice position. Catches Z-Pod off, but he doesn't realize that Daylight has actually advanced in that far in. Just climbs on top of ramp, but no one's really watching for the backs right now, and Cheesy is able to deny that bomb plant. Let's see how long he can survive further on. Zombie trying to make this, give them more breathing space at least. He's able to do so. 2 frags coming in from him, and ABX against EvG's. One to 4 is the score right now. Very early nades coming out towards this mid position. Unfortunately, I don't think they're able to catch anyone here for the time being, as all the terrorists are starting to congregate towards this banana position. Is she just relocating, make sure no one advances in or no one progresses towards this intel position. Very crucial place you need to get control of. Dele is trying to make a lot of work done here. He's able to take down Bist. I think that was a lone side defender until Ishi actually relocates in. Apex will be taking over the job of this intel hold. Zombie coming, connecting a very nice shot right there. And also, yeah, again, opening things up. Now they just left to deal with Cheesy, who's just trying to scramble here. ABX just pushes in, unable to make work from himself for the least. Cheesy would more likely be shut down if they do realize that he's down towards the CT position. Sun just choosing to play this one slightly safer. I think Z-Pots will be doing the dirty work instead. Cheesy able to connect a few frags, turning back towards this ASAP for a potential push once more. He's just trying to isolate this one by one, and they didn't give him enough breathing space for him to advance towards side. One 5 is the scoreline right here. Cheesy has been making a little bit more contributions over the past 6 rounds. Let's see if he can do more. It's nice to see someone coming with a few frags of his own to try and claw this game back into their advantage. Very fast mid play does come in, and Ishii is able to catch one off. I think it seemed to me that he caught them off through this cross, and he is relocating, tucked in towards this very tight angle to watch right here. Sun's just trying to see if any players over aggress, while it seems to me that Ishii yet again coming in with another frag. Zombie does respond, but they are a man down at the current moment. No one's actually down towards the A side. If they do clear ABX, they might have to go. It is very likely they might go for the A hit. ABX is over aggressive. The bomb is dropped. He catches the bomber off this time. Comes out on top. Beast making sure that no other plays, very peculiar plays do come out. And it's all down left to Gesture with 37 HP. And actually in hands, very likely he will lose this one. Could be a free weapon upgrade right here, but they are choosing not to peek him for the current moment. They're just making sure that he's just trapped. But ABX is just slowly inching his way. Will he come out on top? Very nice headshot to connect there to shut things down. Second round on the board. It is still very possible for them to take the lead on this half. It can be a 7-5, but that would have to mean 5 rounds in a row has to go in the advantage of Team EvG. She actually has been catching many players coming on here from this mid position, but the rest of the gang will be coming in from this B long position. The hate glitches could do a lot of damage right here. Set pieces do go out. I think there's smoke to delay the push as well. pleasures, anything you can just chuck in towards that B long position, as the CTs are actually getting ready for a flank. They may be a little bit loud here because if I'm not aware, there's at least 2 watching the flanks. Very nice angle to hold here, but will they come out on top this time? That will catch dirty, but they are not ready for a second flanker coming in. Z-Pots is though. He does respond in 1 frag of his own too, and Ishii is making sure no one actually crosses in, while ABX finally pushes out towards the Vent Hall. Connects 1, 2, we might get a third as well, and he does like in the end. ABX 10-5. Shining scoreline right there. It's almost as if it's made of gold. You have nothing much to say about that one, huh? Strong performance coming in right here. ABX choosing to play the position where he would usually turn into a mid run. He's very lethal towards these long areas. The bomb finally will be making his way out of spawn, but down goes one of their players. Beast all the way from that lab position, I think. He's just trying to slightly overgrass again, trying to get 1 frag of his own, but Sun actually punishes him for that. And now it is even again, a 4v4. Not much going on right here towards this B-long. I think Ichi spotted one. He actually gets tagged down on the way down to 22 HP from such range. He's lucky to be alive. He's just a dead man walking at this point. They finally will be making their way through mid. But over on the other side, it seems like one of the players has already pushed in. Z-Port's actually getting 1 there. Head glitch to head glitch. The shotty will come out on top, strangely enough. You don't usually see that every day on the board. And was ABX able to hold this once more. He has been the anchor for the whole time, but Cheesy is able to line up 2 right there. No one was really watching their backs. And Cheesy just gets 2 free frags like that, out of nowhere. Just plucks it up from the air. It's very, very steady half right now. CTs are able to make a statement for themselves. They won't be going down without putting up a fight. That was what happened earlier on against Team Beast. 3 nades coming out. This mid position, I think they nearly caught. But Dirty is just spraying and praying. It does take down Sun. Don't you love to see a little bit of that? The terrorists are shaken. They have to see their comrade go down. Zombie responds with a trade right there, very efficient. Z-Pots able to claw things back into a tight lead, a 3v3. But are they ready for this? Ishii able to give him more breathing space. He's just barely surviving 2, and so is Zombie. It's a 2v2 right now. The bomb is in the hands of the lower player with a burst fire weapon. Nice, seems like they are choosing to make this call for a rotate. Ishii, if he is able to hear Z-Pot advancing to and tell, maybe he can stop them in the tracks. He is watching a very nice angle. I think he might be able to catch down there. But the timing, Z-Pot's in a prime position to catch the rotate. The classic head glitch. That's coming to play. Ishii actually premeditates it. Brings him down to 19 HP, and now ABX. It's a 1v1 against Zombie. Someone who has at least gotten 2k to make this round seem possible for the terrorists. ABX chooses to go all the way down to lab 1. He notices that it's very clear right now. I think he might have a little bit of a gist of the positioning where Zombie is, and Zombie might be aware of ABX's position. And Zombie, very heroic play this round again. Secures the 6 right now. 3k right there. When all the odds were against him, he somehow made that one work. Fortunate for Ishii right there. It was a very good pre-aiming onto Z-Pots. Seems like there will be a more solid B defense coming in. At least 4 players out, but not able to make much of it unless if Ishii comes in with a frag like that. He drops the bomb. I think that's a lot of intel. The A players are just scrambling. to chip in a little bit of the contributions. Before Beast go down, he actually does take down Gesture. And now it's just all down to Ishii and ABX. One tucked in all the way in the HQ position. Flash as well go out. I think he's trying to relocate right here. He's suspecting some sort of grenade hit coming out, while Ishii looks like they won't mind going for a retake scenario, and ABX rightly so actually catches Z-Pods over this rotate towards Banana, and I think Zombie might just walk into his trap right here if he's unable. But ABX, very awkward but very fast recovery at the same time. Looks like he should have gone the way of Zombie. ABX able to make that one work of him. At least 9 HP to spare. Been making very big plays towards this late and mid game in those rounds. 5 to 6, very tight half. Could see a 7 to 5 or a 6-6 half. We would love to see more gameplay coming out from these two outstanding teams. The nade stack actually does work out this time. They are able to finally counteract on this fast mid pushes. In fact, the nade will also make more play again. Dirty's able to take down Leafy. Tactical nukes coming on here as the bomb is spread out on a nice platter. Just on the hit glitches. Perfectly placed. But they don't suspect the player pushing it that fast actually. If I'm not wrong, Gesture was actually able to get our way into sight, but he's not able to get one frag of his own, unfortunately. It was a very calculated play. 6 to 6 will be the score right now. This can go in anyway. Fast A play will be coming out right here, and it looks like they will be pitching down 2 men towards this intel position. Ishii chiming in 2 frags, very beautiful. Love to see the P250s on the map. Q just flooding with yellow, unless if Zombie has something to say for himself as well. He actually does take down 2, and San trying to be a little bit of a hero here, does take Beast down with him. Man advantage coming out, but post plant can be a little bit shaky at times towards this A side. They are playing very close to each other, something we'd love to see. And how it should be like usually this post plant situations. Now Us is actually not going wide. Just going to tap the bomb. Us does catch one, but is not prepared for the wide swing of Dirty. The round will go in favor of Team EvG. Now, are they able to hold on? They did win the first round. Momentum's right on them. Beast coming with a very risky buy of his own with the AK coming out in this second round. If it does get it into the hands of the CTs, this round could be overturned. ABX has something to say though with the SA-58 all the way down towards this B-long position alongside Dirty. I think they're just trying to sell a little bit of a fake here. Z-Pods does take quite a chunk of damage inflicted to the other player. Cheesy definitely not going to feel that one all day long. He's just limping. That's a warning shot coming out. But Ishii says, you know what? You have your own warning shots. I'll just take you down. Nothing wrong with that at all. Just trying to see if we can deny that bomb. But Terrors are playing a little bit safer. And I think there may have been a little bit of a timing issue right here. They just walked past each other. Rosan able to finally come on top, spots him out first, but ABX actually thinks San. Somehow he's still alive. You can make a lot out of this. Someone might even just walk right into his FP6 of Doom. But bomb will be making his way towards this B side. They know they can't risk this. They're very fully regrouped, very slow paced round this time. They've absolutely counterplayed this time. Sun trying to be a little bit more preposterous. I don't find the intent of coming out challenging mid with an FP6. Not something we commonly see. It will be a 2v4. 8th round on the board maybe. And I think EvG has already spotted one man. But they might not be so sure of the one more intel player, that being Zombie. They're just trying to trap them in. They're just going to put up a fight against them if they want to make it out of sight for the save. But I think Zombie this time might as well see if we can take down one of him. Does take down Ishi. Beast. Eighth round on the board. Very nice momentum. They're just cruising. They were down a little bit for the first half. Maybe a little bit of strategy right there, just conserving their energy. Pressures on team gesture. As Oos is tagged down all the way to 16 HP. All the nades just raining the B side. And not only are the nades raining down, and so are the players. And very awkward right there. We don't usually see much of Q feed coming in. Gesture does get pushed into vents and will belong in the deeper circle of hell in the end. Not much you can do about that one. Just a little bit of a unfortunate timing him right there. He was coming up with a rather nice push, but the push ended up getting him pushed instead. Zombie does get 2. And now this seems very doable. It was a 4v1, mind you, and I think he's able to know where the last player is, but Ishi nicely done, watches the cross, making sure that Zombie should not have enough breathing space for the 4v1 clutch. Boy, that was very costly rounds for the terrorists, even so. Score is 6-9. Nice. Okay, anyway guys, as we can obviously tell right here, it looks like a fast A hit will be coming in. There's only one player just set towards this intel side. He catches one just crossing in. Nades will go out to make sure that he is at least deterred as Zombie relocates to this A side. See if he can catch anyone crossing here. This should be somewhat pre-fireable. Nearly connects 2 right there. EvG fast enough to respond to make sure that this round does not come crashing down. Deli and Oos seems like they're gonna be making an effort to try and secure a 7th this time. Dirty says no. Coming in with a second 2. He doesn't want to let this round slip away, so does EvG. Yeah. Very contributed frags coming in from Team EvG. Now that's 4 rounds in a row. The CTs with loose wire here. That's double digits confirmed. They could be up ahead in this series right now. But do remember, boys and girls, the game is not over. Zombie actually first contact, first blood. But Ishi will make one of his own too. Nade takes down Zombie towards the left 1 position. Z-Pots with the M4 of his takes down Max 2. But Us coming in with a little bit of a flank coming in with a flank. Cheesy seems to preempt this one. Just a little bit of a pre-fire coming in. Very slow advance towards his A side actually, and I think if Us is reactive enough, he could actually catch that lone player towards that grab 1. Cheesy catches a little bit of the gun juggling. Z-Pots will not be too happy with that one. Costly mistake, but Us has actually just tucked all the way in, but he's not able to connect the frag. Sun is trying to see if he can make some work of this. I think the bomb, he will actually be wrapping on the way down towards the CT. Very smart play coming in for Cheesy right now, but is the round still in his favor? Us just making sure the bomb will not going down towards that A side, but no worries, mate. Cheesy's got it down at B side. Now you have a little bit of a problem on your hands. Both swapping guns back and forth. I think Cheesy is aware that he might likely come in from this Vance position. Tucks in behind this wall. This is a battle of raw aim and the timing. Very awkward right there. Cheesy with the fast flick and the connection to the head of Oos. Able to secure an 11th, finding in the coffin, maybe. If they're able to get a 12 this time, that would just be match point, the first map. EvG 21-9. He has been a huge player in this tournament thus far. Zombie getting one, getting a second two. He's never going to allow them to clinch onto the match point. But can the counter-terrorists clinch on towards this A side? Now that's the real question. This is just going to be just sprinting through that A long, catches two off. Now it's just down to EvG. He's been a very crucial player in this series. I don't think he can, a little bit too much to ask for. 1v4. At least we'll take down one with him. Finally, first rounds for the counter-terrorists on the side of Team Gesture. They deny match point. The money on the T side seems to be a little bit broken, so I think this will be a very huge round if they were to lose this time. Flashes going out all sides of the map. Some with a prime position to shut down a mid push, but nothing will be going on towards that mid action whatsoever. In fact, it would be more of the B main play. Dirty is just crouching on top of this Ben's position, almost like a mother goose protecting eggs. Dirty is just trying to make something work off this one. Very preposterous coming in right here. Zombie with a very fast reaction catches EvG, and so does Ishi too. But Cheesy doesn't want to let this one slip away, just way too fast enough. Cheesy spots the head of Sun, but so does Sun. He may have the head, he may spot the head out, but Sun will no longer just decapitate Cheesy. Max, see if you can take down players one by one. Trying to play this one with a slightly slower approach. I can see why. I think he's very aware that there will be some sort of a banana push. These players are just not walking into his line of sight. $30 seconds on the clock. I don't know whether he wants to go for a huge play right here. He has $300 left. Like I said, this round is a very crucial round for a team like Gesture. I think they're opting to go for a save instead. They know that they cannot afford to lose the big guns, especially in the map like Barao, where there are so many choke points. You will need those guns to come in play. There you have it, the 8th round. We have long been waiting for that. They're just 3 rounds apart from each other. It's just down to the wire at this point. Anything can happen right here. We've never really had a comeback coming in. And although we have such a dominant half, EvG unable to actually get a frag, but Osan will make work with his frag grenade instead and will catch EvG. Fortunately, unfortunate for him, it's not able to take one down with him. He actually caught one off guard. They're like very, very risky, very low at the same time. But high risk, high reward payoffs do come in sometimes. But when it worked out this time, she finally reads the flank of Gesture. It's usually very common. So I'm trying to see if I can make anything of this, but a little bit of a switch. Awkward confrontation coming in from Dirty and Delite. But Dirty with his Vector gets them to the advantage. They're just one man up, but they're still just huddling this lab 1 position. I don't think they're just approaching side a little bit more cowardly this time. But did they realize that this one player tucked in towards his backside? It's a very crucial position. Takes one down in the second, 2, nearly a third. It's still tied, but Osan able to help his friend out, a little bit of backup. But now 2v1. As Max realized that there's one towards this kitchen. As Z-Pod secures a 9 from the board, 9-11 will be. We haven't seen match point for quite a while yet. A little bit of delays back and forth. To those coming into the stream live right now, welcome. It's a very tight game between these two fantastic teams. One clawed all the way from the lower brackets. The others, Team EvG just unbroken streak. They haven't lost any maps yet. Very slow approach this time. But Belong will seem to be the destination. I think they're just going to try and delay. Leafy in a good spot to shut down a very fast B main hit. As Team EvG just split up a little bit, but ABX was kicking things off with a headshot to Z-Pod. We have no idea where that came from, but it works out. But San not allowing them to just continue capitalizing on the players. All the action will be taking place towards his Van Hole. Zombie loves to be tucked into his corner, but B-side will be the final hit, and Leafy just makes Vents like a meat grinder right here, like a factory working out. And ABX might go for the safe Vent plants. He's just trying to deal off with San, making sure there's no threats nearby. But speaking of threats nearby, Zombie coming out from this Vents position, and it's now down to Gesture and Cheesy. This is a do or die situation, not essentially. The plan will be coming in towards its backside. I think Gesture will not be wanting to contest, but now the plan will be coming slightly closer, spots the feed out. A little bit too smart for your own good, don't you say? Unfortunate that though. I would love to see some big brain plays coming in for this tournament. No, it seems like they will be coming in for a tactical pause. Finally, we get to see snipers just raining down the side. Usually with the MR, he could tap off a few hits right there. Could decapitate someone like Leafy. But Leafy just very dominant in this B side so far. 10-11. We were won so many rounds apart from each other. And they're not going down this time. Not leaving this prematurely. Yet again, Delite. It's just hell for them right now. There is no way you guys are going to get through that B long position with someone like Delite. Need tagging down Max to 70 HP. A little bit of exchange of shots coming in. Zombie with the 2K. And just like the 2K, the third, 3K will be coming out, just injury to the wound. Seems like there will be some sort of a substitution. There needs to be a very fast play. The round is unpaused. Zealous, I think there's a little bit of an issue going on from his side. That will be dropping him an AK. Fresh AK. Will the momentum be a little bit disrupted here? Could be debatable. Many of the players will be coming in from this B long. Nate could do lots of damage right here. I think tagging just a few. Just staring down the line of sight. Let's see if we can make this one work in his advantage again. We are going to be watching the POV of Daylight. Let's see how he makes artwork with this hit glitch position. I think he actually saw a hit of one. Is she though? That's a very nice frag coming in right there. But it's not all down to Z-Pods and Osan. Z-Pods catching ABX, just going off a little bit too far in the flank, coming in nearly lines 2 down. Cheesy caught with nade out in hand. It's all down to Max. Got bomb carrier, bomb in his back. Up against 3. A little bit too much to ask for. I think they're just already aware that he may have crossed over towards that A side. Yeah, more than aware. I think Z-Pods will be coming in from Lab 1. He might catch him right here. Lab 1 is finally secured. But Max can do a lot of work on CT. Catches Olsan. Looking around frantically. But Z-Bot shuts down Max. 12 to 11. A little bit of a comeback. A little bit of statement. Do or die situation. Match point. Coming up from a team that when the odds were all against them. The lower bracket contenders have finally clinched on to 12. What response will we see on the side of Team EvG? Nate tags down multiple players. ABX seeing if we can just open things up towards the advance. And rightly so. So is Dirty towards this kitchen area. They finally do realize they do respawn as well. And respond in a very fast fashion. Some trying to just compete with them. ABX unfortunately will be taken down by a 4v2 coming out otherwise in the post-plant situation too. But Osan also has things to say. Is she in a very nice position to catch someone rotating off? Actually catches Osan, but the nade will deal him off. Instead, a little bit of a 360, just fumbling around. Make a little bit of an embarrassment right there. If he had gone down to that, that would have been very shocking. Oh, but he actually does take down Max. It's down to a 1v1. Dirty is just coming towards his backside. I don't think he has enough time though. He doesn't have enough time anymore. The most he could do is just go for the knife. Oof. Very weird round there. Now, these two teams share match points. Zombie and EvG doing a lot of weightlifting this time. Max being very quiet and shy. And Dalite making more contribution in this second half, for the least. To say. A very fast A hit will be coming. Smokes go out towards this intel position. Z-Pots will be rotating towards this lethal CT position. Osan, first blood onto EvG with a nade. You don't see that every day in the server. A little bit of team flashes coming in right here, but Zombie is very low too. He is very vulnerable, and by vulnerable, Chidi does take him down. But Z-Pots just out of nowhere gets 2 like that, and it's all down to a 1v3. I'm at loss for words right here. We've never seen such a comeback. Wow.